The basic definition, general definition of the lawyer-client privilege is information discussed between a client and a lawyer told in confidence for the purpose of securing legal advice, not in furtherance of a crime or tort which has not been waived. The obvious intersection between confidentiality and privilege is that in order to be entitled to claim privilege, you must have kept that legal advice in confidence. The reason I bring it up is because there is a huge pitfall when it comes to technology and today's world of COVID that I want to make sure you understand. One of the things that's going to be happening, whether it's during this time of quarantine and isolation or even after the virus has passed us, is we are going to be using remote communication platforms a lot more. Whether you're going to be doing entire hearings on Zoom and WebEx and whatever other technology you choose, or you're just going to be communicating with clients, I don't know what the future is going to look like. But I guarantee you that it's going to be used more than before. If for no other reason, then it's going to save some clients some money. You won't have to go travel to see a client for the smallest little bit of communication, for a tiny conversation. That'll be good for you because you'll save some travel time and you'll get some more work done. It'll be good for the client because it'll save them a couple of dollars on fees. But there's a unique confidentiality and privilege thing that I'm concerned about. When you're speaking to someone using a remote platform, you only see what's going on in the four corners of your frame. But there could be people standing around the outside that you're not aware of. If you're giving advice to a client over one of these platforms, you've got to keep it confidential in order to be able to claim privilege. But if there are other people in the room outside of camera view who are listening, well, now you've disclosed all this advice to a third party. That might mean that your client waived privilege. That could mean that you disclosed confidential information to another party, both of which are damaging. You might want to consider adopting a bit of a script that you use when you start a conversation with someone over these platforms. Maybe you start off by saying, hey, is there anyone else in the room that I can't see? Please make sure there's no one else in the room that I can't see. We've got to keep these things confidential. If you don't, you may end up having waived the privilege or disclosed confidential information, and that could be a problem.